This is the start between Drysdale and Sverre Nielsen. Mahe Drysdale on the left of your picture. He is the world silver medalist the last 2 years behind the Czech's Andrej Sedik, but of course the Olympic champion, bidding for a second Olympic gold in Rio. Sverre Nielsen, the Dane. Quick starter yesterday. He's gone straight off and being warned by the umpire, Kath.
Yeah, I mean, that he headed straight for Mahe Drysdale. Maybe he thought that was his best tactic, you know, try and head for him, put him off. But, I mean, great guts to come out and start like this. And that's what you've got to do, isn't it? You're up against the Olympic champion. You can't leave it to halfway down the course. You've got to have a go at the start, see how long you can hang on to this man. Incredible, the big man of New Zealand sculling.
From the West End Rowing Club up there in Auckland. And, well, he told me in the queue, he was queuing up for his lunch this morning in the crew calf, and I said, did you watch Sverre Nielsen's race yesterday? He said, yeah. I said, you see him go off, how quick he went off? He said, yeah. And Drysdale will not be fazed by that. In the semi-final of the recent World Cup in Poznan, he was led and beaten actually by Damir Martin, the Croatian, one of the contenders for Olympic gold. And then, of course, Mahe beat him in the final, and I was talking to him and said, you know, what happened in the final? Did you know, he said, I just went off quicker. He said, I was pretty cool in the semi-final, but he realised he was up against a different calibre of sculler, the Croatian, and he really threw in a really quick 500 metres in the final. And he thought he had the beatings of Damir Martin in that final in the third 500, but it wasn't to be. And, well, the Croatian hung on to him. Mahe Drysdale just prevailed. Sverre Nielsen, the Dane, there he is in blue. We've already mentioned how strong he is, 5:51 on the rowing machine, the Danish record holder. But
just 22 years old, so I think there's more to come from him.
Yeah, sub 5:50 certainly, but this is a big day for Sverre Nielsen. He's not going to the Olympics. He tried to qualify. He looks across to see where Mahe is, but I think anyone who's racing Mahe Drysdale on the Henley course, it's a big day.
Oh, it is. And I mean, you know, you've got a feel for Nielsen, haven't you? He was sort of fourth in the qualifying for Rio, so I think he just missed it by a tiny amount. I mean, that's really tough, but he's got to see he's got a bright future. I mean, he is going to only get faster, and he gets to race the Olympic champion. He doesn't need to go to Rio. He's
That's
racing
right.
the Olympic champion today.
Do you know, if you're going to race Mahe Drysdale on the course, because the New Zealander has got so much flexibility anywhere in his race, but he tends not to blast out. One of the guys from UL, I can't quite remember, his name's escaped me now, but, you know, you're racing Mahe Drysdale, so what does he do? Blasts out to the end of the island and just tries to unsettle him and wash him down. And, you know, you can dine out on the fact I led the Olympic champion at Henley. You know, why not? What a great story. Sverre Nielsen did that, the Dane in blue. But Mahe Drysdale, very calm, assured, has managed to assert his dominance and control.
Yeah, he knows how to race. He's raced from behind and won. He's raced all the way side by side. He's raced and led from the front. I mean, he has just incredible versatility. He's one of the legends now of the sport.
He is, and there's the stern of Sverre Nielsen's boat, or is that, no, that's Mahe's boat, do beg your pardon, rowing, I think, in the Philippi here. He will have borrowed a boat. His main boat, of course, is in Lake Bohinj in Slovenia, also with his coach, Dick Tonks. Dick Tonks hasn't accompanied Mahe to Henley. He's back with the New Zealand women's double, who have been having a nightmare of the season. Nightmare until, of course, the Poznan race, where they had a great contest at the silver medal just a couple of weeks ago. A little wobble from Mahe there.
Good to see that even the Olympic champion can wobble out on this horrific water here. But, you know, he's such a big man as well, isn't he? 15 stone, 13 pounds, and yet he's able to use that power. Again, we can see that superior technique that Brunink, the new Dutchman, hasn't quite got to the level, although I'm sure he will. But Mahe shows us how to use that power, and just incredible control on this very tough water out there. Throws you around, throws single scullers around more than anyone else, because they're in the smallest boats.
Yeah, and Mahe Drysdale, he has won this event 5 times. I mean, people are saying, you know, why has he come here? Well, because he loves Henley, because he loves competing. He loves to race head-on, and he's going to go back to Lake Bohinj in Slovenia. He told me the water is so flat, I've got to come here. I know it's going to be rough in Rio. I know the conditions. I just want a bit of practice. And he loves this event. He's here with his wife Juliet, of course, Juliet Haig, who you might
Yeah,
race,
I did,
Kath.
yeah, I did, yeah. And of course for him, you know, it's almost like home territory in a way, isn't it? He's won it 5 times, and if he wins it a 6th time, then he will equal the record of the legendary Australian
Sam Mackenzie.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a bit of history for him to be made this weekend.
I think he's still alive, Sam Mackenzie. I'm not sure of that. I hope I haven't got that wrong. But the great Australian is incredible.
One of the legends of the regatta. Over 50 years ago.
Never quite managed to get that gold medal in the Olympics. Lost to Ivanov, the triple Olympic champion. And the 2 men were here, I think, 2 or 3 Henleys ago. I've got a photo on my phone of the 2 of them together when New Zealand also attended that regatta. One of the years that Mahe won. I think it might have been maybe 2009. And Drysdale showing the form that made him Olympic champion just down the road on Dorney Lake in 2012.
I'm sure he'll have a little drive up to Dorney Lake to go and see the scene of his Olympic glory as part of his quest.
Do you know, I don't think a lot of people have a fondness for that lake. Funnily enough, in World Round, I think you like Henley, you like the Rothsay. I don't think people go, I love Dorney Lake, because you know the conditions can be quite tough and challenging on it. Mahe Drysdale, he's used to the applause, standing ovation from the crowds. They are so pleased that an Olympic champion has thought to see fit to come and race here before the Rio Olympics. A lot of teams in training, but Mahe Drysdale wants the racing experience. We thank him for coming here in this semi-final of the Diamond Challenge Cup. The man from West End Rowing Club in New Zealand, watched by his wife Juliet and baby too, crosses the line ahead of Denmark's Ferrer Nielsen. Well done to the Dane, who was competitive very early on, but Drysdale will go on to race Hannah Sobrano in tomorrow's final.